everyone, 8:15. You're watching Extra Shot. Nice to be back.
Yes,
welcome
weekend. Back.
Thank you with the fam bam. So thanks for holding it down, ladies. We're gonna get right into the first topic. This one's interesting, and Dina actually just brought it to our attention. The fact that there's a line of hotels now that say, "Oh, you have options instead of room service." Now there are other options like.
That's right. So instead of having somebody come to your door with a prepared meal when you're staying at a hotel, there are a couple different hotel groups now that are getting in on the in-room cook for yourself grocery delivery. So I'm going to pull up all the stats here in just a moment, but the gist of the story is this. They're finding that the in-room hotel service is becoming very expensive for a lot of people. They actually prefer, a study suggests that people prefer to feel more like they're at home when they're staying in a hotel room. I guess it depends on why you're traveling.
Yeah.
But they found that 66% of the people who answered this survey would rather cook for themselves. They would rather not have to spend the money and feel like they're in a hotel and feel like they're getting food that they don't know what's in it.
Yeah.
So now a couple of different groups are saying, you know what, forget the traditional room service. They are now pairing with different food delivery services to help bring groceries to the people staying at the hotel rooms. Then the people staying can cook for themselves. It's not going to cost any extra on some level. The one that I read is that the employees at the actual hotel are going to get the groceries for you, or these food delivery services will deliver it, and then you just have to pay for the food.
Okay.
But our question is this something you would take advantage of when you're staying at a hotel? Do you find that, you know, getting the food delivered to your door just doesn't make you feel right? Would you rather go out to eat when you're traveling?
Too expensive? I think the main thing is with room service.
Or would you rather cook for yourself and know what you're putting in your body and still have that feel like you're at home? And the other part to that story too is that millennials, they are suggesting, are more inclined to want to cook for themselves, and they're finding that all the new cooking competition shows are kind of pushing people in that direction where they're saying, no, now I want to cook for myself. It's kind of fun. I'd rather do it instead of order it.
I have my answer, but Cornelia, you go first.
Okay. Well, when I'm on vacation, I'm not cooking nothing,
Thank
honey.
you.
I ain't cooking nothing.
Thank you.
Don't bring me nobody's bag of groceries to ask me to chop these onions, saute these vegetables, and boil that rice. I am not cooking a thing. I understand it, especially with services like Airbnb coming about, where people are more willing to do other things for lodging and for vacationing. So when you're at Airbnb, no, there's no room service. You got to figure out how to do something with your own food, or how to eat on your own.
Right.
However, I don't want my vacation clothes smelling like salmon. I just don't. I don't want to be in my hotel room cooking.
Yeah.
Like, I'll whip up some, like, I can see if it's just like cereal or some oatmeal, you know, just something to get you going. But to have a full out dinner and when I'm on vacation already, nah.
You're not about
for
that.
me. No.
I'm right there with you. If I'm going to a hotel, I don't want the option even, because then it's like I feel bad if I'm not cooking for myself and I'm spending $25 on 3 chicken strips. You know what I mean? But it's almost like when I go to a hotel growing up, having traveled across country a lot, we stayed in a lot of different hotels with my family, and there was this cool factor when it comes to staying in a hotel. It's like you're on a little vacation. I don't even care now. I go on work trips. It's like, still, when I'm there, it's kind of a cool experience. And I don't want to cook because that's something you do at home. And so we'll leave it at that. I mean, that's my opinion, though. There are people out there who go, no, but I have to have the option to cook for myself because maybe I need to be gluten-free, or I'm vegan and there's not a vegan restaurant around. Like, to have the option is nice, but if I'm going to do that, I'm going to rent an Airbnb and I'm going to make a Costco run before I go into my hotel. It's just a different experience.
Yeah. So let's go through some of the different hotels that are doing it now, and let us know if this is something you've already experienced. Some pilot programs kind of just started up in the last couple of months, even last year for some. Hawthorne Suites by Wyndham last year introduced Homemade at Hawthorne, an in-room cooking program that helps their guests make easy meals, and they actually launched this pilot program last year to have all of those groceries get delivered to their rooms from Instacart and Peapod, so apps on your phone. You can get it delivered right to your room. The Hyatt Centric has also partnered with food ordering companies like Grubhub to let the guests order from restaurants selected by hotel employees and then they take them to their room. So if they don't
Like
have room
Uber
service,
Eats.
like an Uber Eats,
Yeah, but you don't get to decide.
But that's different.
They get to decide.
Yes.
What do you mean they decide?
So
Well,
they
the
the employees pick out of Grubhub which items they want to be available, or maybe which
to be available,
restaurants
not
they want
what
to
it
be
is you're
available.
going to get.
Right.
Right.
But
Is
there,
your
it's,
mic going out? Or
it
is it
hello?
just in my ear? I just want to make sure if it's just in my ear. Okay.
we hear things in our head. The Residents Inn, part of the Marriott International Group, says that they leave a grocery list in all their suites so that you can actually fill it out. Employees will shop for the items added in the final bill with no markups. So the employees, they're only paying for the food. They're not paying for the employee to go out and get it. And then the rooms have full kitchens, of course, so that you can actually cook when you're there. Now, I have been in a room where a kitchen is available and I haven't used it, and I feel guilty. Because I'm like, man, I'm going to go spend 20 bucks on breakfast when I can just heat up some oatmeal that I packed in my purse.
Like an extended stay type of hotel. But again, like let's think, when you're on vacation, sometimes it's like a vacation. Maybe you're going to the beach, you're in Virginia Beach or somewhere, and you're like, you know what, me and my family, we're going to kick it. Waking up, the point of being there sometimes is the experience of the vacation. It's the sightseeing. It's the getting out and walking around.
Not having to do anything
It's
else.
not spending the hour and a half cooking and then doing the dishes, because you got to do the dishes too. It's not just
the worst
cooking.
part.
You have to do the dishes on vacation.
But how about the idea that millennials, I love every study, millennials, what we're doing.
Basically, people in their 20s and early 30s,
Yeah.
in case you didn't know.
Because that's where the money's at, because that's the people who are out and doing things, right? So I guess millennials are attracted to cooking more so now. We're describing it as a chore, which goes to show we're maybe more on the older end of the millennial spectrum, because we see that and we go like, oh, it's something you do at home that you don't necessarily want to do. But because of the influx of all of these shows that show the competitions
the Food
behind
Network
cooking,
star.
yeah, I mean, I can see that younger. I mean, I have just over the weekend, my little cousin, she's 9 years old, and she watches these shows, you know, Master Chef and the Junior Chef now.
Yep.
And she whipped up 2 cakes for my cousin, and my uncle's birthday was this pineapple upside down cake, homemade whipped cream.
What?
Oh, wow.
And it was delicious.
How
but
old
to
is she?
her, 9? Oh, about like not even double digits. Yeah,
I hope my husband's not listening, because I will not do that.
At 9 years old, yeah. And she's even considering now going to culinary school. Because like for her, like school isn't, like she's not a big numbers person, but now my cousin's like, but I'm seeing this passion, my older cousin, seeing this passion for her for cooking. So
my nephew actually, he is 16, and he is very interested in culinary programs now. So he's going to kind of a vocational school out in Reno, and he wants to get into cooking. And I think part of the influence came from the stuff he sees on TV, because, you know, a lot of families nowadays too, you know, if you start including the kid in the kitchen early on, they are okay eating certain foods, maybe more than they would if they weren't a part of the cooking experience. And for me, you know, my husband and I are big skiers. We have a lot of weekends where we go up to the mountain and we stay overnight so that we can ski both days. And it is just expensive to eat out. Room service is too expensive, eating out is too expensive. So we did find ways to pack little oatmeal packs with us, or like a cooler full of stuff, just because it was too expensive and it adds up. And if you have a big family, you don't want to spend 10 bucks on a kid's meal when they're going to touch 2 noodles from their pasta.
Now in that case, if you do have a big family, I can see that.
I'm thinking solo trip.
Or solo trip, or like you and a husband, or you and a boyfriend. But if it's like you renting out a house for vacation and it's like 7 people, you gotta cook.
Yeah,
like in that case, you can't eat out every single night. But if it's just like Megan and Caesar going to Paris, y'all going to Europe, I wouldn't see y'all getting the hotel room with the kitchen like, we gotta cook when we're in Paris.
I mean,
no, you want to enjoy the food.
Unless we took a class, a culinary experience, and we want to come home and test it out. But we have Pedro, who's behind the camera. He's literally the one creeping up on my face right now. Pedro, you with the camera, say yes or no. Would you like this option? Would you book this option specifically?
Cook in the hotel room?
We need the yes or the no.
Yes?
I like the option.
Like the
but
option.
I don't know if I'd use it.
Okay. Well, let me tell me if this surprises you guys. So, hotel room service, 2014, okay? The year 2014,
3 years ago.
37% of hotels offered room service.
Okay.
Okay. Fast forward 2 years, only 22% are offering room service now. So it went down. So I think that more hotels are realizing that the cost is sometimes just not something that people are willing to fork out. And if it is a space where you have an option to have a little kitchenette, and you're more likely to get customers coming in because they've got that option. I mean, of course, not all hotels have a kitchen, but I would say I would prefer if I could pick up a quick meal if I'm not in like a rush to go sightseeing or go do something else. I would definitely like the option. But yeah, I agree, Pedro. I don't think you'd use it every time.
Well,
just depends.
Or maybe this, because room service food is expensive. It's if it were a little more reasonably priced, people would the numbers would go up because a bowl of oatmeal on room service is usually like what, $14? Like it's usually just
ridiculous.
outrageous.
3 chicken strips, $25.
Exactly. You're like, man,
Silly.
I get and they're like the little chicken strips. They're not even the juicy ones. So if they knock down the price a little bit, then those numbers would change. But nobody's gonna pay that much for something when they feel like they're gonna get small portions or it's not gonna taste that good.
All right,
Millennials
Cornelia.
are smart.
Yes.
You know, they're smart. They're smart with their money. If they're going to spend it, you're talking what, 20s, 30s, like you mentioned, in terms of age. They're spending it on alcohol most times.
Or
It's
going
like
out
an
and
experience, something they can actually go do, not to sit in the room and munch.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay, Janet Piper. I agree with Cornelia. When I go on vacation, I'm there to relax, enjoy the buffets, and be waited on. However, I do take snacks and water with me to save a little on the food bill.
Okay.
And I have to have snacks and water anyway?
Yeah,
Anyone
absolutely.
else? David Wong says, this sounds great. While I look forward to the opportunity to dine out while on vacation, there have been times when I wanted to cook my own breakfast before sightseeing. I'd want to do my own shopping, though. So that's always an option. It's just that for people who are too busy or don't know where the stores are or don't have a car, that might be helpful to have that. But yeah, keep the comments coming. I'm interested to see if anyone's already used this feature.
And if you say that means and your family finds out about it, you're going to be expected to cook every time y'all go out of town. You better say it wisely, right? Speak wisely.
Yeah, exactly.